Hello and welcome. I'm Daniel.
And I'm Andrew. And we're brothers. And this is the Daniel and Andrew Show.
Where we give our opinions about movies and TV and movies about guys that can't feel any pain that we've been watching lately. So, Andrew, how you doing today?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm doing all right. Did you do anything fun this week?
Still kind of getting over my sickness, but I think I'm pretty much good now. I watched season 1 of Severance.
Oh, and?
Because everyone's raving about the show, right? Like,
Such a
it's
great show,
so
man.
amazing. I don't think it's as good as what everyone's saying, but I don't think it's bad. I got through it, so I don't think it's bad. Um, it it's filmed like very slowly, like it's a very slow build up, and I
Right.
do think the payoff was worth it. I just feel
Mm.
like we probably could have gotten there like 4 episodes earlier, but they're going for like this kind of slow paced, uneasy feeling. Um, that being said, it was still very good. Like the acting is really top notch. So definitely, if you want to see somebody act, because they all have to act kind of almost two separate people for the show, so they all do a very good job. That's probably why it gets so talked about. Um, but I will be watching season 2, I think. So
I'm thinking about watching The White Lotus because this season has Walton Goggins on it. And but in this most recent episode, they had Sam Rockwell was a guest star, and apparently, like the two of them are like really good.
mm, two people that you do like, I know
I
that.
like both of them. It's like, yeah, I'm down if it's
Mm-hmm.
either one of them. So yeah, yeah, they should do a western together. That'd be
That
good.
would be cool.
I'd
Just
watch.
have Sam
I'd watch that,
Rockwell be in Fallout. I think you're good.
dude. Yeah, dude. Sam Rockwell would fit so well into Fallout, like
Mm-hmm.
so well into Fallout.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Um, yeah, this week I thought about watching different TV shows. Like I thought about trying starting Daredevil. And I thought about starting maybe trying one of the like Skeleton Crew or like Agatha or whatever. And I didn't get around to watching any of them. I've actually been like weirdly busy. I started. I I mean, I haven't picked up a shift yet or anything, but there's an app called Quick, and it's like a freelancing app, so you can like pick up shifts and stuff
Mm-hmm.
at like random places or whatever. So I just started doing that. I'm gonna start going to card dealing school, like casino school, basically, to learn how to do that. So I got a lot of things that I've been like working on, and because I haven't been like working that much, so
Mm-hmm.
that's kind of interesting stuff. And I've just been busy doing stuff. And I also the game that I was trying to find, like I was like, I'll play a single player game. Well, first, Dad has been playing games on my Xbox sometimes, so he downloaded Rocket League on my Xbox. So
Okay.
I played like two games of Rocket League, and I was like, I remember why I stopped playing this game. And then I went back to Fallout New Vegas, which is yeah.
Wait,
I
so
mean,
you wanted to play a single player game and you just went back to the one you've played
a billion times.
dozens
Yeah,
of times. Okay.
I think that game. I mean, I pretty much cemented that game. I think is my favorite game of all time. So yeah,
I mean,
um,
definitely if you're going back to it yet again. Yeah.
yeah. Well, I was at like level 20 or so. So in the middle of a playthrough, and I just like stopped
Stopped.
playing.
Yeah.
So and I was like, you know what? I played the DLC like I had like finished the game pretty much, and then I played the DLC, and I think it's probably more fun if I play the DLC like halfway through the game
Yeah,
and then have like the weapons and the perks and stuff from the DLCs. I
hmm,
am never playing the the
the hard
Sierra
one.
Madre one ever again. That one is terrible. Uh,
Because they take away all your stuff.
they take away all your stuff. The only one they don't take away all your stuff is the one that I played, which is Old World Blues. No, I don't know about Lonesome Road, but Old World Blue is the one where they like take your brain and your spine and your heart or whatever and stuff.
Hmm.
But I liked the weapons and stuff. It was all like the futuristic, like ray gun type looking weapons and stuff. And I liked those weapons. So I played that one first. And that's the one that when me and you played the game, that's the one we did last. And then I was pretty much like, okay, we're done with the game. And I was like, oh, there's all these like cool weapons and perks and stuff. And we're done with the
Yeah,
game.
yeah,
So, um, so yeah, I did that one. And I think I'm gonna play it probably a little bit more just to like play with that stuff. And like I haven't finished the game or anything. I'm like halfway through the game, I would say. So,
hmm,
but yeah, um, it's a pretty fun game. I like that game. So,
yeah.
uh,
I guess me and you are just never gonna play Indiana Jones, huh?
yeah, maybe. I mean, we got the split fiction game, and we tried that. I
Yeah.
mean, it's not bad so far, but I mean, it's pretty much It Takes Two. It's just like futuristic or like a simulation or whatever.
Hmm. Yeah.
Um, yeah, it's not bad. I mean, we'll see. We'll see if that'll be Game of the Year again. Um,
I
we'll
doubt
see
it.
what happens.
This year's stacked. So
Wow. Okay. Well, we'll see what
you got
happens.
GTA.
Oh yeah, that's true. I forgot. Well, we'll see if that's a Game of the Year material. If that's a
Yeah.
good game.
I would be surprised if Monster Hunter's not nominated this year. It crushed it, absolutely crushed it, and it's making tons of money. It's definitely the biggest one yet.
Marvel
Um,
Rivals
it's technic. Oh, maybe it is technically this year, but
made a lot of money.
maybe I don't know. It has to stay relevant for a really long time to do that. But yeah, I mean, it still is. So
But you're right; it is stacked. I will say. I mean, we
hmm,
just named a few right there.
yeah.
So yeah, I that's a good point.
And the game's, yeah, it's just starting. So those are just a few that have come out. So
Yeah, nice. Um, well, that's cool. All right, we ready to get into the old news here. We are going to talk about. We have quite a few trailers this week and some news, mostly just kind of random bits and bobs that I found that I piqued my interest at least. Um, so let's talk about anime. So Crunchyroll and Aniplex, or is it Aniplex? Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
Um, they're teaming up to start a new production company to quote unquote produce high quality content, um, new content.
So they're like going to make their own animes, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, um, I mean, both of the, I mean, Crunchyroll,
I think
I think,
Crunchyroll already does do some, I think like one show, maybe two. I don't know.
yeah, but I feel like they're mostly a distributor basically. And then Aniplex is like the production company.
Yeah. So they're teaming
Um,
up to,
so they're teaming up to make stuff.
yeah.
I don't remember what the name of the company is, but they're going to be a new company to produce high quality anime. So I think that's kind of interesting. Aniplex is definitely a company that I remember watching animes and that little, the graphic would pop up and stuff.
Hmm.
So I know that they make good stuff because I watch their shows. Um, so that's kind of interesting. That's definitely a new, a big fish entering the anime pond there.
Yeah.
Um, so I think that's kind of interesting.
And there's plenty of people fishing for anime now, too. So anime's bigger than it's ever have been. So,
Yeah, it's doing well. I mean, in Japan they always do well, but yeah, the
hmm,
U.S. is. becoming a bigger and bigger market. So, things like Demon Slayer is doing pretty well. So I just thought that was kind of an interesting little bit there. We'll see. Whatever the first thing they release, if that'll be a hit or not, will be an interesting um, starter for
Yeah.
that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so we talked about Daniel Craig was I guess he never was officially signed on. He was circling doing Sergeant Rock for DC with Luca Guadagnino is the director.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and Daniel Craig never actually signed on for the project. And the person that they're saying is now in talks is Colin Farrell. Colin Farrell, who's already at DC doing the Penguin, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, so there's two questions there. Is he going to do it, and will that affect the Penguin?
I think he can do both. I mean, he in the Penguin, he's like basically unrecognizable, right?
Right.
Like he
Yeah,
is the Penguin, not you can't tell that it's Colin Farrell. So,
exactly. I think
um,
that's a reason how you could get around it.
mm-hmm. Yeah,
So he's like a war, a veteran character, and it would take place it would be a period piece during like World War II. So that may be kind of interesting, something different. Um, the, you know, I just don't know if he wants to be so much in DC, but I guess this would probably be like a one off. I don't think Luca Guadagnino is going to make a whole bunch of
yeah,
comic book movies.
yeah.
Um, he'll probably do his, Oscar-y bait, indie darling movies. So, um, but yeah, it's kind of interesting. I mean, DC has been, doing things, and apparently the the big guy David Zaslav is looking at Peter Safran to maybe take over Warner Brothers, like studios completely, and take him away from DC. He's the other guy with James Gunn that's running DC, um,
Hmm.
which is interesting because they haven't even really done anything yet.
Yeah.
So they must just really think Peter Safran's like a really smart businessman, because I think he's the business side and James Gunn is
The creative.
the
Yeah.
creative. So we'll see what happens, but I think they're writing a lot on Superman. They really hope Superman is good and make a lot of money. And I'm hoping for that too. A, because I want Superman to do well, and B, I have it in the movie draft. So
I mean, I think it'll do. Most Superman, even those bad Supermans, did pretty well. So
yeah,
I think it'll make good money. Yeah.
yeah.
Will,
But if
will it
it's
make
good, it
all
can
the
make a
money?
lot of
I
money.
don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah,
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 we'll see.
yeah. So we'll see what happens. But Colin Farrell's a good actor. I mean, it's clear that he's a versatile actor. He's been nominated for
Hmm.
an Oscar recently. He was the Penguin. He's done all kinds of stuff recently to just really hammer home that he's a really good actor. So, um, actually gets me a little bit more interested than if Daniel Craig was the character, actually. So
All right.
we'll see what happens. Um, that's a movie that has had a lot of ups and downs. People maybe coming and going. One that's really struggling is Saw 11. So I don't know, was it last year that the Saw movie came out, or the year before?
The year before that, I no Saw maybe
Saw
last year.
10. Yeah.
I don't actually know, but
But
I think it
so,
was last year because I remember it being pretty recent.
yeah. So the 23. So um, the writers for the next, that Saw did well. I mean, the best it's done in a long time, and was well received and made some money. Um, and it brought back the original star uh, as the killer, Tobin Bell. they brought him back, and it's like a sequel to the second one or something like that. Um, Kind of circumventing a bunch of the other ones, and so this one would be a sequel to that. And the writers put in a script for this movie last year, spring, like this time last year. The movie is scheduled to come out October of this year, and they have not filmed anything because there's been squabbling and stuff. So
Nice. Classic.
they haven't even filmed yet. So I
It'll
would
probably
be,
get delayed then.
yeah, I'd be shocked if that movie made it in their October date. They'd have to make that movie in like 5 seconds. Um, so uh, it's kind of interesting that, yeah, the Hollywood Reporter says that they have made zero progress on it since turning in the draft of the script last year, spring of 24. Um, they haven't heard anything. It's stalled at the top level. Um, yeah, it was supposed to come out last year, and delayed to this year, September of this year. Um, the direct this It would be the same director. Is a Lionsgate movie. Um, yeah, so kind of interesting little backstory on that movie. Um, you would think they would just, I mean, clearly either the script was bad, or you know, but if the script was bad, wouldn't they just reject it immediately? So I wonder why they're like holding it back.
Yeah, I have no idea.
I don't know if they're trying to, figure out a way to push it harder. Maybe, I don't know. But they say it's an upper level. It's not like, between the director or anything. So it's kind of weird. Um, so I just thought that was kind of interesting because I remember that movie did pretty decently. I mean, horror's been doing well in general, but yeah, kind of interesting that a movie would be on the slate for this long and they haven't done anything with it. Um, so yeah, that'll probably be pulled sometime soon, I would guess, from the slate. Maybe and definitely might just be canceled straight up.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to get movies off the ground in the first place when you have this many problems.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, yeah, but yeah, it's weird that you think they'd be able to. I mean, I don't even think they make them for particularly a lot of money, so you'd think they'd be able to do it
Yeah. It'll be
pretty
interesting to
easily.
see what, if it does get canceled or delayed, what the reasoning behind it is. Yeah.
Yeah, the last movie they made it for $13 million, and it made 112. So it made money, made like 5 times its money. So
Wow.
yeah, it's kind of interesting. So we'll see what happens with that. Um, all right, let's talk about a couple things that I'm interested in here. Mortal Kombat 2, we got some exclusive photos from Entertainment Weekly, uh, like first look, basically. We got a picture of Scorpion, um, who was in the
Which
first
he
one.
was in the first one, so it really wasn't.
I don't know if it's a different look for him or something. I don't really remember what he like his costume or whatever.
Yeah, I don't remember. Yeah.
We got to look at Shao Kahn, um, who is a new character, not a new character, but a new character for the movies, I think.
Hmm. Did you like
And
it? Wow.
he looks kind of cosplay-y, I will
Yeah.
say.
Yeah. I was thinking the
Uh,
same thing.
uh, and I felt the same way about our first look at Katana.
Yeah. I mean, that's how Katana looks, though. So,
Yeah, I like the fans. The fans are
uh,
cool. They need
yeah,
to do the
that's
fan
Katana.
justice there. If they don't,
I
that's a
just gotta lift someone in the air with them or something. Yeah.
yeah, big like wave of air.
Mm-hmm.
uh, yeah, and then we got a look at old man Johnny Cage, and then forgot who's behind him, Jax and Sonya and Liu Kang.
Old man Johnny Cage. Yeah.
He is old man Johnny Cage. I still think he looks weird, but it's whatever. Just gonna have to get over that.
Yeah.
So they need. So this one will actually have a tournament in it, and they need people from Earth Realm, and Johnny Cage is their. I would assume their choice.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and yeah, we'll have Shao Kahn as the one that runs the. It's pretty much the first Mortal Kombat movie in the '90s. You know, with the tournament and everything. Um, so yeah, that comes out. What I think it's like October, I believe. Um, so yeah, I'll definitely. I mean, I like Mortal Kombat a lot.
Yeah.
Speaking of
We'll
games that I
definitely
like,
check this out. Yeah.
yeah. So and this is the Mortal Kombat 2 here, sequel to the one from 21. I want to say. So yeah, yeah. I'm excited for the movie. I definitely am curious to see how it'll do. If it'll make more, if people will like it, if it's any good. Um, and we'll see how old man Johnny goes. Um, yeah,
I believe in that actor to pull it off. So.
yeah. Carl Urban's a good actor. We'll
Mm-hmm.
see how it goes. I'll be curious to see a trailer, and I'm assuming we'll get one sooner rather than later
I
with
would probably
these
say like
photos coming out.
summer.
I think we'll get a trailer earlier than that, but yeah,
Oh,
probably.
okay.
We'll probably get. I would assume a teaser probably within the next couple weeks to a month, and then a full trailer probably in the summer.
Okay.
Um, cool. All right. The Oscars have found their host already for the next year's Oscars.
Oh yeah.
With Conan returning, Conan O'Brien
Oh,
returning.
they're just this is the
Yep,
same guy.
they've
Okay.
already signed him up for the next year,
Yeah,
so they
they were
must have
like,
liked him.
you didn't get slapped in the face. We got to rehire you.
Well, Chris Rock wasn't even the host. That was the year that they did like instead of having no, that's not true. That's when they had like the three ladies hosting or whatever, which actually didn't go that bad. Actually, I thought they were just fine, but um, they had like presenters and Chris Rock presented, and he got slapped.
Oh, okay.
Like he kind of came out and did like almost a semi monologue in the middle of the show because he's a former Oscar host himself. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
yeah, uh, yeah. So yeah, no, he did not get slapped. He was pretty funny though. Yeah, I like Conan, so I'm super down with him doing it again. I would not mind if he is like a long time host, like Billy Crystal or yeah. I mean, there's a lot. Johnny Carson, Bob Hope, they did it for many years. So I'd be down if he's a regular host for a lot. So cool. Um, but yeah, there's not much else on that. I mean, do you like? Do you, I mean, I think you like Conan, so
Yeah,
but
I like Conan, but I mean, I don't like the Oscars. So
yeah, you don't watch the Oscars anyway.
yeah,
Um, so we'll see how it goes. But yeah, thought that was kind of fun. Uh,
maybe we can do like a react video to the Oscars or something like that. Like, just make a video of the Oscars and I'll watch it and cry. Get to see a grown man cry.
love it. It's really not that bad, and I mean, I usually watch it a little later, so I just fast forward through stuff I don't care about.
Okay,
I
okay,
mean, I think the Oscars were like a little over 3 hours this year, and I think I watched it in like an hour and a half. So
okay.
you know, so yeah. Um, I completely. That's all the news that I had. I completely forgot to say that I watched something.
Oh,
uh,
okay. What do you watch?
I watched Black Bag. That was the other pretty much major release of the weekend. It's Michael Fassbender, Kate Blanchett, are the leads, and they're a married couple and they're spies. And basically, if there's like something in the work that they can't talk about, they'll say, "Put it in the black bag" or "black bag." Like they don't, and then no one asks them about it or whatever. Um, and The movie was pretty good. So the premise is that Michael Fassbender, he's basically like a human lie detector, and apparently there's a mole at the agency, which is basically like a British Secret Service type thing. There's a mole, and the suspected person that the mole is his wife. Um, so you have them two, and you have supporting performances by Ray J. Jean Page, who's the guy from Bridgerton. He was in Dungeons and Dragons. He was like the paladin guy. He's in the Gray Man. Um, yeah, and Naomi Harris, who is Moneypenny in James Bond, and she was Calypso in the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, and yeah, she's in this. She was in like the second Venom. Like she's a pretty a character actor and very versatile actor, and um, it's funny. People have talked about Michael Fassbender being James Bond. People have talked about Roger Jean Page should be the next James Bond because he's handsome and British. And they had an actual James Bond. Pierce Brosnan is also in the movie. He plays like the leader of the head of the Secret Service or whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so it's just funny. You had like all these people. Yeah, it had an actual Money Penny from James Bond, and you had a James Bond in the movie. So it's kind of interesting
Mm-hmm.
how they had all that, and it was about spy stuff. So I thought that was kind of fun. Um, it's basically a murder mystery. It's a mystery. We don't know who's pulling, who's doing it, and if they're against each other or whatever. They have basically this dinner scene where they basically lay out, here's our suspects, in the beginning of the movie, and then you know the reveal at the end is almost like a murder mystery where they're all back in, who did it or whatever type thing. It's a good movie. I liked it. I enjoyed it. I mean, I like a murder mystery basically, so
Yep.
I would give it like a 7 out of 10. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good movie. Honestly, I'm on a pretty good run of movies. I haven't really watched anything in the last few movies that I was like, man, that movie sucked. So that's good. Um, I definitely would recommend Black Bag for sure. But I mean, not that's I mean, it's not a movie that you need to run out and see or like and see it in theaters. I think you wouldn't lose anything. They're mostly like in an office or the house or whatever. There's no like big action scenes or anything. I don't think you need to go out and see it in the theater. But I mean, movies like that, it's a mid-budget movie, so I mean, we need to go out and see them if we want them to keep making them. Otherwise, they're not going to make them anymore. So I would check it out in the theater
Yeah.
if you like that, kind of spy intrigue thriller movie. I would definitely say check it out. I mean, um, see it, stream it. I'd see another one, but I don't think they're going to make another one. Didn't make really that much money, so. But I would definitely watch that another movie with those characters. All right. Are we ready? Let's get on the trailer train here. and talk about some trailers. Um, so yeah, well, let's talk about kind of stuff along those lines. Very British. Guy Ritchie executive producing a TV show for Paramount Plus called Mobland with Pierce Brosnan and Helen Mirren and another guy people say should have been James Bond, Tom Hardy. Um, so Tom Hardy is basically playing like the fixer henchman guy for Pierce Brosnan's like mob boss,
Mm-hmm.
but they're British, obviously. Um, what'd you think of this trailer?
Thought it looked good. It was like very. What's the other one? The other show he did?
This is the gentleman.
Yeah, it's very much kind of looking like that. But
Yeah, well, he didn't write this one, and he's directing a couple episodes. Um, so he's just
okay.
like basically lending his name to it. Um,
Well, it still looked
but
very much like it.
yeah, I mean, they got high profile people on it, right?
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I believe that like Tom Hardy and all of them are like executive producers on it.
Okay.
So
Yeah. Makes
yeah,
sense.
um, I mean, Tom Hardy doesn't like super get me excited or anything, but I mean, it makes sense as those characters, and I like those all three of those. Like, I like all three of those actors. I think they are all good actors. So, but yeah, so this is intriguing, and it's coming out very soon. It's coming out in like 2 weeks. So, um, yeah,
It's coming out
that's
in 2 weeks, you said?
it's coming out like March 30th. Yeah, it's coming out
Oh,
like 2 weeks.
man, we got so much to watch. I do want to see this one. I actually thought it looks good. So
Yeah, I'm
I'll
gonna
have to
definitely
make time
check it
for it.
out for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, got a lot of stuff. Got a lot of stuff. Um, yeah, I think it looks pretty good. So we'll see what
Okay.
happens. Hope it is good. Um, all right, let's talk about the luckiest man in America. So now this is based on a true story about the guy who started learning the patterns on the whammy board on Press Your Luck. So this is a true story about a guy who basically beat the system and won a whole bunch of money on Press Your Luck. It's the guy is played by Paul Walter Hauser, who's basically anytime they need like a schmo everyman looking type guy, they get him. Um,
Mm-hmm.
you know, Stingray on the Cobra Kai there, and you um, and Walton Goggins plays the host of the show. So I like
Yep.
that. Um,
Yeah. I mean, isn't this like what ended the show pretty much? Like as well?
um, no, so they continued the show. They just changed how the show went, and they
Oh,
didn't.
okay.
They started. They changed that. They won't do that. They didn't have the patterns anymore. Um, they basically had to up their game to make it not circumventable and beatable
Yeah.
like that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, I mean, he did nothing illegal. He did everything. It was all legal. It was just they just weren't happy with it. Um, so, and they're going to show it more like this is like a thriller or something. Um,
Yeah.
but that's just for you know. But
It's
I
for
am
the
interested in
movie.
the
Yeah.
movie. I mean, I like game shows and stuff, and I like the actors in it, so I'm definitely interested. Paul Walter Hauser has this, and he's got the Naked Gun reboot sequel that they got coming out in the summer. So he's got a busy year.
Yeah.
Uh,
When you got
and
work,
yeah,
you got to
he's in
work,
Cobra
right?
Kai.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a good actor. So I'll definitely check this movie out. And that's coming out in April, I believe. So
All right.
pretty soon. Um,
April's already a very stacked month, but
oh my gosh, yeah.
yeah,
There's so many things. There's like that April 11th. There's like 5 movies that come out on that weekend. It's like crazy how many. And I'm like actually interested in like 3 or 4 of them. So
yeah,
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 lots of stuff. Lots of stuff. Um, I don't know if any of them are going to make any money, but they're it would pique my interest at least. Yeah, I think. Yeah, we got Snow White coming up this week. And then a couple weeks Minecraft comes out, so that'll be Dad's first movie in the draft and your first movie in the draft, and then it won't be anything until the Thunderbolts in May. So yeah, but there's like every couple weeks there's like a good movie coming out, starting well, good bigger movie that piques people's interest. I wouldn't say, I heard Snow
better
White is
movie.
probably gonna
Yeah,
might be bad. So we'll see what
yeah,
happens.
I'm sure it is.
Uh, yeah, I there's so much about that, and I just do not care enough about people's opinions or whatever, and it's just whiny babies online. To be honest, we'll just see if the movie's good or not, and we'll see very soon if it's
Yep,
good or not.
and we'll let
So
you know our review. That's what we're reviewing next week.
yeah, and we'll see if it bombs, and we'll talk about if it bombs or not. So yeah. Right. We got um so the next movie we're going to talk about is The Materialists. So this is written directed by Celine Song, who got nominated for Past Lives a couple years ago. That was a well-regarded movie, and which just and when, that movie was just a straight up romantic drama, and seems to be what this movie is. I
Yeah,
was waiting for the twist, the turn here to be a thriller or something. It's like nope, just straight up romantic drama about a
yeah,
love triangle. You got Dakota Johnson, Chris Evans, and Pedro Pascal. Um, Celine Song's last movie, Past Lives, was very, very good. Um, and these actors are good. I like them all in separate things. And I think they're all good separately. So I'm hoping it's good. And I'm sure, I think her strongest suit is writing. So I'm assuming that the plot and the writing will be good. Um, and we'll see who she ends up with. If she ends up with anybody, uh, you were talking
dying
about,
to know.
we were talking about Hitch 2. I was like, this is basically Hitch 2. She's a matchmaker.
True.
Uh,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
that is the same premise. Yeah,
Yeah. I'm interested in this. I like all the people. I like the people who are making it. So this is an
yeah.
A24 movie.
When's it come out? Do you know off the top of your head or?
Um, I want to say it was like a summer movie, Materialists.
Okay.
Um, I want to say, yep, June 13th.
Cool.
I wonder if those people being in it, I wonder if it'll make good money or not. I mean, it's A24. There's a lot of loyal A24 people, so I wonder how that movie will do. Um, and she's coming off of a movie that was very well regarded and um, you know was Oscar nominated and stuff. So we'll see how it goes. Are you interested in this movie at
Yeah.
all?
No, not really. I mean, I do like
Oh,
romantic movies here and there, but
you do like romantic movies.
yeah,
If
but
it was
this
Rachel,
was
if it was Rachel McAdams, you would be in.
I don't know. I
I
don't know
think
about
so.
that.
Any romantic movie with Rachel McAdams is like Andrew's jam.
I guess. I don't know. Maybe I just don't like Dakota Johnson. I don't know. That's like,
Yeah, I think that's the only weakest the weak link. But I've seen her in movies where she's actually really good. So I mean, well, I mean, I like the movie. So and I don't think she's a detractor as of
mm,
yet. I mean, she be Madam Web, but I don't think anybody could polish that turd. So um,
yeah, true.
yeah. All right.
Okay.
Well, let's talk about some long-awaited sequels here that I never thought that were actually going to happen. Let's talk first about Freakier Friday.
All
Now,
right.
this movie comes out on the best day of the year, August 8th, and that's my birthday. And then um, we see the return of Jamie Lee Curtis and Lindsay Lohan, but also they not only switch with themselves, they switch with two girls.
I'm
Who's her
assuming
daughter?
Lindsay. Yeah, yeah. I'm assuming it's their daughter.
Her daughter,
Her
and then
daughter.
a
Yeah.
like a friend
Yeah, I don't
or
know.
something.
I have no idea.
Someone's sleeping over or something.
I was,
Um,
yeah, maybe the neighbor. I don't know.
yeah, they didn't
Uh,
like. They also didn't like. Kind of like we don't know like who's switching. Like if it's like a two people are switching, or is it like four-way switch. I don't know how it works.
I don't know.
Um,
There was that other movie where they did the same thing, but it was like a
yeah,
family and they all
right.
swapped. This has been done a couple times now. Yeah,
I mean, yeah. I mean, Freaky Friday, the one with Lindsay Lohan, was a remake of a movie with
yeah,
Jodie Foster. So, yeah, it has been done before, and I'm sure it'll be done again. I mean, they did one with Vince Vaughn and Catherine Newton called Freaky. So,
uh,
uh, the premise has been done before, yes, and we'll be done again. Body swap movies will be done again, I'm sure. Um,
yeah.
I know for a fact Jamie Lee Curtis is one of the younger girls.
Oh, yeah, yeah, for
Yeah,
sure. I'm personally hoping we don't have to watch this one. I know it's in August, so maybe we will end up watching this.
we
Uh,
probably will. Yeah, I mean, I'm interested. You're
okay.
not interested, I guess. Did
Yeah.
you remember the original movie? Or the
I do, actually, yeah. I have definitely seen that original one a few times, not just like a one time watch.
Oh yeah, yeah. Hmm.
I was very much the right age for that one, but it's okay. I
No,
don't need to see it again. Even if
yeah,
it is the same people, it doesn't. I'd just go watch the original one, right?
yeah. I'm I'm weirdly optimistic about this movie. I think it doesn't look very like I thought it was going to look really bad, but I mean, this is like straight up Disney, Walt Disney Pictures. Like, it's not like some weird vertical that they have for this. It's like straight up Disney. So, um, I think it'll be at least well made. Um, and I think they worked on this movie for a while. It wasn't just like, oh, here's some script and make this movie. So, um, and I'm happy to see that Lindsay Lohan looks like she's healthy and cognizant. So, um, and Jamie Lee Curtis has been on this renaissance here, including winning an Oscar. So, I mean, kind of
Yeah.
resurgence in career.
Borderlands. Or is that a different lady?
No, that's not fair. Yeah,
That's not
I,
fair. I did
I
not sign
forgot.
her up for the
I
job.
forgot. It's not fair because I forgot about that movie completely.
Renaissance, yeah.
Well, I mean, she's been, doing well other than that. I, I mean,
Okay.
uh, whatever.
She possibly could have won a Razzie for that. Who knows? I heard that
No,
one won quite a few.
yeah, she didn't get nominated or anything for that.
Okay.
I've honestly forgot she was in that movie. I mean, there's much worse parts about that movie, I think, than her.
Yeah, but
Uh,
she was in it.
she was supposed to be Kate Blanchett's mom, right?
Dude, I don't want to remember that movie. I
Okay,
don't know.
that's fine. All right. Well, okay. So Andrew's not that interested. I am. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
All right. Now a sequel that's even longer between a sequel and its original, which I'm almost certain you'll be interested in, is Happy Gilmore 2. We got our first teaser of the movie. So,
I didn't think it looked good. Um,
you thought it looked bad?
I mean, none of it really made me laugh or anything, but hopefully it's just they're saving it, for the movie type of thing.
It was basically
Um,
you remember this thing, you remember this thing, you remember this thing, you remember this thing.
yeah, I don't know.
Was the trailer.
I really didn't remember that many things, so I
Well,
don't
it's
know.
like Ben Stiller and Julie Bowen and Shooter McGavin and you
Yeah,
know,
it didn't really do much for me. Are you interested or the
yeah,
the
I am.
teaser?
I
Okay.
I thought the first trailer actually, the first joke I thought was funny. Um,
Oh, okay.
I mean, I don't know. He seems to be right now. He seems to be making things where he's just kind of like not not he's not on autopilot, but I feel like he's like comfortable, you know, where I feel like he's actually like kind of it's not just like here's just this crap, and I feel like he's only making things that he like wants to make and it feels good to make it. And I think that this movie, it doesn't just look like schlock. It looks like there's actually going to go like some sort of
There's gonna
care
be a
goes into
story
this.
behind it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. I, and I think it'll be heartfelt like that. I think the first one is like it. I feel like his earlier stuff is all in that kind of vein. It's like Happy Gilmore and like The Wedding Singer, and stuff like that has that like kind of like heart in it, and that's why I think that this seems to be along those lines. I mean, you like Hubie Halloween, so it's kind of weird that you think that this doesn't look good. So uh,
I don't know. I don't know why that movie worked for me, but it did.
maybe
It
you
was
just gotta
very
watch it.
slapstick,
Yeah,
cringe,
maybe you
kind
just
of.
gotta watch Happy Gilmore again, and then maybe you'll be like more interested.
No, honestly, I never understood the hype behind Happy Gilmore. I don't. It's one of my like Adam Sandler movie tier list. It's really not that high up there for me. So
Oh, it's
uh,
definitely one of his top tier movies. It's
yeah, everyone
like,
says so, but I personally not. I
to be
don't think it's that
honest,
funny.
he has like top tier. He has a few like a couple middle tier movies, and then crap.
Hmm.
So you got top tier. You got like Wedding Singer, Happy Gilmore, Waterboy. Um, uh, oh, what's that one?
Like 51st
Uh,
Dates,
no, 51st
you
Dates
know,
Middle. Mr.
middle.
Deeds. Mr. Deeds.
Okay.
That, and then um, you have like 51st Dates and like Just Go With It. Um,
I like that one.
uh,
Yeah. I
and
like bedtime stories. I like that one.
yeah, that's middle, and like Click, I would say is like middle.
Yeah, I do. I really like Click though. I
I
would say
like
that's
Click,
like an
but
upper one for me.
that's middle for sure. And then you have crap. You got like Jack and Jill and Chibi
Grown
Halloween
ups.
and no, Grown Ups is more middle. The second one is crap.
Okay.
But yeah, uh, and yeah. I mean, these are his actual movies, not like him doing Uncut Gems or something. That's like a whole nother bracket.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't
Um,
even. Yeah, I don't consider those ones part of. an Adam Sandler movie. You know what I mean?
We could literally do a whole video, or a whole
Yeah, yeah,
episode
we could.
on Adam Sandler. We could talk about all the Adam Sandler movies that we could tier rank them, and I actually think
Yeah,
that
that'd
would
be
be a pretty
fun.
good one.
Yeah.
Um, for us, I think we could do that very easily, and we wouldn't even have to like do a lot of research for that. I think that we could just have it in our brains. But yeah, definitely down for Happy Gilmore too. I actually thought the gag at the end with him breaking the screen, I actually thought was funny too. Actually, I don't know. This works for me. I think I'm just
I
excited
guess.
for the in general. So that's probably
Yeah.
why I probably have nostalgia for it, just like I have
Well,
nostalgia for Freaky Friday. So
I hope they're not. I hope they just aren't showing everything. Because, like, for
I
the
think so.
movie that we're reviewing this time, I feel like almost like a lot of the jokes were in the trailer, and that kind of hurt the movie. I feel like.
I think the thing, well, you know what? Let's get into that's all the news and trailers for this week. We're gonna get into the review for this week. So the review for this week is of Novocaine. This movie stars Jack Quaid and Amber Midthunder. Um, you got a couple Nepo babies. You got Jack Quaid, who's the son of Meg Ryan and Dennis Quaid, and you have Ray Nicholson, who's the son of Jack Nicholson, um,
No, I didn't
who's
know that. Yeah.
yeah. If he when he smiles, you can see like his Jack Nicholson from like being the Joker or The Shining or whatever. Um, he's he was in Smile too. They used him for all the promo with his smile, right? Um, and he's the guy that like smacks his own face with the the weight. If you remember that trailer, that thing,
No,
the like the barbell weights, like the circular weights. He like smacks his own face with it,
I think I remember something like that, but I cannot. No,
and
I
he's
don't
still
remember
smiling while he's like
specifically.
smacking his own face. It's pretty
Um,
gross.
okay.
Anyway, but yeah, so this movie, speaking of gruesome stuff, pretty gruesome movie. Uh,
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. I
I
don't
mean,
know. I
people
didn't think it
breaking
was
their
like.
arms and frying their hands and getting
Yeah, but
stabbed
it
and
was just
stuff.
so
And
slapsticky to me that it wasn't like gross to me. I don't know.
I don't know. There's a part at the end that's like, it's pretty tough to watch. You know, people's
I
limbs
know what you're talking
and stuff.
about. Yeah, I guess.
Ugh.
Yeah.
I don't know. Stuff like that creeps me out. I don't
Okay.
I could feel like I don't like it.
Okay.
Uh, uh, but yeah, there's a lot of stuff in this movie. It's pretty nasty. Now, did you see it with an audience, a good sized audience, or you see it with like three people?
We were the only ones in the theater.
Oh, that blows, man! It was so much fun watching it with an audience. I saw it with a good sized audience, and people are like, "Oh!" stuff when things that happened to him. Uh, it was fun. I
I
liked.
guess. I never really felt that way in this movie, but okay.
Yeah, you didn't feel that way, but when there's other people in there, they felt
I
the
don't need
way.
to know how some other schmo can't react to
It's the
a
experience, is
bone
all I'm
breaking.
saying. I thought the movie was pretty good. I enjoyed this movie. I have this movie. I have this movie at like an 8.
Have it at an 8?
Yeah, I like
Okay.
this movie quite a bit.
I thought it was entertaining. Um, but I don't have it at an 8. No. I give it like a 7 or a 6. It wasn't bad, and he does a good job. He's kind of doing his same thing that he's been doing in The Boys for a long time, doing the kind of nerdiest nerd thing, and then he kind of bees brave in the time that is he needs to be brave type of thing.
Yeah,
Um, and it definitely works. Don't get me wrong. I do find it funny. Um, but the action was very just kind of like, oh, let me stab this piece of glass in my hand or put my hand in a fryer. Yeah, it's kind of like shock value, I guess. Like
Hmm.
you were saying, how people reacting in the theater to kind of shock you. Um, and I think it works to an extent. Um, for the action wise, it works. And then the story wasn't like terrible or anything. There is a somewhat twist that I guess we'll say
I
for
mean,
spoilers.
it's definitely a twist. But yeah, I didn't see that coming or anything, and I don't think any of us saw that coming. If you said that you
No,
saw that
yeah, I
coming,
did.
you're a liar. So
I'm not saying I saw it coming, but I don't think you could have seen it coming because it's not. You're not meant to.
yeah, I mean, there's a lot. I don't think there's really anything in the movie that like super detracted for me. I liked all the actors. I liked the story. I thought it was funny, and I thought the action was pretty good. So I'm not seeing a lot of. I'm not seeing a reason why you'd be like, I'm at a 6. You know what I mean for this movie because there's not like well, at least for me, I go based on like my entertainment value, and then I will take off points based on like detractors from the movie. I like all the
Hmm.
actors, like I didn't, yeah. So all those things that didn't give a lot of points down for me, um, and I had a good time in the theater, and that always helps. So
Hmm.
yeah, I thought Jack Quaid did a good job. I thought his chemistry with Amber Midthunder was good. I like her. She was in Prey. I mean, she's a good actress. I liked her. I thought the all the side characters were pretty good. I thought the you know uh, the bad guy was good. I thought his friend or whatever that he like plays video games with.
Yeah,
That's Ned
yeah,
from uh, from Spider Man. Um,
yeah. That was probably There was one joke where he's like, "Oh, I gotta go" or something, and he's like, "Ugh, fine." Like, I know that exact moment. It happens to me all the time. I thought
yeah,
that line was hilarious. So,
yeah, it's good stuff. I mean, I liked that they're talking to each other. You meet real people on playing video games. That's like a real thing that happens, and then you meet in real life, and like there's people that meet friends based on that. I mean, literally, you
hmm
met somebody playing video games, and he was one of your groomsmen at your wedding. So it's like even a
hmm
real thing. So I like that.
yeah,
I like
hmm
I liked the writing in the movie. I thought it was well done. Um, so, uh, yeah, and I thought he did a good job. I thought the lady cop, um, who is she's actually was in Get Out. Uh, I think she does a good job. Like I think all the side characters did a good job, and so yeah, I liked the interactions between the characters and stuff. And they set up his that he can't feel any pain, and they like they set up like, oh, he has to do all these things to make sure he doesn't hurt himself without knowing, and because he can't feel the pain, right? um,
hmm
he has to set a timer to pee or his bladder will explode because he can't feel that it's like hurting or whatever because he has to go to the bathroom. So I
hmm
like that. I liked all they set up all the parameters and everything immediately. The uh, So yeah, I mean, I liked the movie overall. Before we get into spoilers here,
You want to go into spoilers?
yeah, because
We
I
can.
think you kind
Yeah, I
of
can't. We want to talk about some of the scenes and whatnot. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, there's some things I guess I could talk about. They're not like game changing or anything. Before we, I mean, there's only one part where he uh like they they meet and she burns his hand with some coffee or whatever, and then she like tries to roll up his sleeve and he's like, don't touch my sleeve because I got tattoos. And then the him having like a all the tattoos was so stupid. That was
You
like the
did.
only
I
thing.
thought it was dumb.
Was,
Okay.
first of all, I thought it was stupid because he looks stupid with all those tattoos, and they're all like dorky tattoos, which yeah, I guess that fits his character, but it looks stupid. And then he says, "I did them myself." That's insane. He's like he'd be like
Did it
looking
himself,
down and
man. Yeah, it did it
he'd be
himself,
like,
dude.
you know, tattooing, and they're like really clean tattoos. If he did him himself and he was doing them like upside down, they wouldn't be that clean. They were like clean tattoos. Like he's just like a
Mm.
fantastic artist as well.
No, he's
It's
that
like,
good, man. Yeah.
first of all, if you're that good at tattooing, why wouldn't you be a tattoo artist? It's like, you know, he's
Nah,
like
don't
working
think
at a
about it
bank
that
or whatever.
much.
It's goofy. Um, but yeah, I mean, I liked how they kind of set it up, and they're like his little backstory and his reason, and um, and how they resolve the tattoo thing. I liked, but I just thought it was really goofy. That was like the only like big thing that I remembered. I was like, "They're so dumb," and also that he just looked down with the tattoos. Um, yeah. So yeah, we can get into spoilers now.
All right.
Yeah, and then at the end, they kind of like he like I filled in the rest of my blank spot of tattoos, you know, and they're saving each other or whatever. I like that. Um, yeah, so I liked their chemistry together, and he basically goes after because she gets taken in the hostage situation, and then he's going after because he loves her or whatever after their really lovely date, and yeah, the twist is that she ends up being the sister of the main bank
Villain,
robber.
the bank robber. Yeah.
Yeah, the Jack Nicholson's son. So um, I liked that twist. I didn't see. No one would have saw that coming, and um, I ended up liking the twist. I remember originally when I was watching it, I didn't like that because I was like, that really colors the whole movie. Um, but I mean, they kind of brought her around, and obviously she helps him and everything.
Yeah, and I
Uh,
mean, she still does time in jail for it. So,
yeah, yeah, that is a one thing that is kind of goofy at the end. Is yeah,
yeah,
uh,
it is a bit
but
goofy. Yeah.
but it's like a little thing, you know. Those
Hmm.
most of the stuff that I didn't like were like little things that was like not a big deal. Um, but yeah, that was an interesting element to add into the story. And it is probably better than just straightforward. Okay, he's gonna just go and save her or whatever.
Yeah, instead of just having her like tied up or something,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
like scared. Yeah, I think it's a better choice.
yeah. I thought it was kind of interesting, and I like, their people are piecing things together. The cops are after him, and they think maybe he's in on it. We don't know, and I like them piecing it together and him having his little speech with the cop, and then the cop is like, "Okay, I kind of see what you're talking about." I thought the writing was well done, and like the characterizations and the people talking to each other seemed like realistic, like how an actual conversation would go. And I mean, obviously, there's played up for dramatics, and he has his little speech with the cop or whatever, and the cop's like, "Okay," but so it's more, acting or whatever. But I still thought if these characters kind of felt real, and I mean, I think they were all like mostly all likable. Um, you know, you wanted the bad guys to get what was coming to them and everything. I thought the action scenes were fun. I thought Jack Quaid getting thrown around was funny. I mean, it always worked for me. I think that scene where he gets tied up or whatever, and he's like stabbing in the leg, and then he's faking getting hurt. It's in the trailer, but I think the prolonged scene is funny, and his reactions are pretty funny.
I
To me,
guess a lot of the ones that were in the trailer kind of ruined. It's just like I'd already seen it,
yeah,
so
yeah. I think if you hadn't seen the trailer for this movie, I think
Oh yeah, I probably would have enjoyed it better more. Yeah.
yeah. Um, so yeah, um, yeah, and I liked that he was like uh, the I don't remember what his name is in this movie. He's Ned from Spider Man, but he was like, "Yeah, I got a ponytail and I got my leather jacket and gonna jump on the Harley or whatever," and it's like a
It's a
Vespa
scooter. Yeah.
scooter. He is wearing a leather jacket, but it's like too tight for him.
Yeah, he was wearing a leather
Uh,
jacket and then like it fits uh the main guy like perfectly. I was like, something's not adding up here, but
well,
whatever.
because it doesn't fit like
You're
Ned,
saying it
right?
didn't fit him, I
So it
guess.
fits him because
Sure.
he's skinny. I thought it was funny.
Sure.
And all this stupid stuff worked for me. I
Mm.
don't know. Maybe I was just more receptive to the goofy stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying I disliked it. I think I'm at a 7 for the movie. Um, I don't know. I just kind of wanted more of the action, I guess, but it was fine. Yeah, it's a good movie.
Yeah. I don't think the movie. I think the movie. I thought the tone was good, and I thought the pacing was good as well. Um, it's a little under 2 hours. I felt like the time was good. I didn't. It's the first time in a while where if it's movies kind of longer, people aren't. I'm not like, man, this movie could have been 15-30 minutes shorter or whatever. I felt like the pacing was good and the timing was good. I thought it was almost over, and then there's a whole another set piece with the ambulance and stuff, and yeah, and then he gets his arm snapped or whatever. That was really gross. And then I thought that was
Yeah,
nasty. And then he stabs him with his broken bone and kills him. That was just gross. It's like
I
nasty.
mean, I knew that was coming. I don't know. Like
I didn't.
that
I
bone's
didn't.
going
I
somewhere.
oh, I didn't. I didn't think that, but I didn't realize. Yeah, I didn't think that, but I.
Mm,
It was inventive.
I mean, the
I'll
whole
say that.
movie has been, oh, how can I use my numbness to pain as a weapon?
Yeah,
And then
that's true.
he just
That's a good
happens
point.
to break his hand in a very sharp looking bone thing.
I thought it was just there to make it look really gross, but I guess it makes sense. Like I guess it makes sense when you think about it. That's not what I
It
would
must
have.
be the same blood type as well, because I'm pretty sure if you mix your blood with the wrong blood type, it can be like very bad. Uh,
Well, yeah, I mean you can get like diseases or something if that's what you're saying. I mean,
he must be the same blood type.
I mean as long as the bad guy didn't have HIV, I think he's okay.
Yeah,
Um,
true.
you
Yeah.
know, so that's funny how you that's what your thought was. It's kind of funny, but
Well, when
I
you
didn't.
stick your open bone into someone else's
Yeah,
body, that's what I
I
think of.
I
Yeah.
I didn't even. I yeah, it's not even something I would think about. That's not what I would think about. That's okay. I mean, to each his own. Um, yeah, I mean, I'm I guess I'm just higher on this movie, but yeah, I enjoyed the movie. I thought it was pretty good. So you're what? You're at a 7, right? You said.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you. I do think the leads had good chemistry, and I do think that goes a long way for these types of movies because when they don't, man, is it a lot worse. So I think they both did a good job. I think it deserves a 7 at least. So
Yeah, I just think they're both good, both those people, and I like both those people, and I like them from other things as well. I think it all helps, right? Um, yeah, there wasn't some weird person here that I didn't like or who I thought fell flat. I thought the writing was pretty good. Yeah, so I would say see it in the theater. I think it's fun to see in the theater. Um, as another movie where it's like not doing that well, and I think it should do better. Honestly, both of the movies from this weekend I think are definitely worth seeing. Um, But I'm sure
I mean,
this
I
movie,
don't, I don't know if I'd say see it in theater, but
I definitely think this movie will do well after the fact. This is a movie that will definitely do well.
oh
People
yeah, it's
buy
worth the
it,
watch.
rent it,
It'll go on streaming, and yeah,
and it'll do
people,
well
it'll
for
be
sure.
one of the yeah, it'll be a high rented movie for sure. Yeah.
I think it'll be. I think it's a Paramount movie, so it'll definitely be on Paramount Plus. It'll probably be like number one on Paramount Plus and stuff like that. I think this movie is worth your time. I'd say go out and check it out in the theater, but definitely see it in general whenever you want to see movies. Um, yeah.
Yep. We'll see you guys on the next one. Until then.
This has been the Daniel and Andrew Show.